All right, so welcome, good people. Last time we talked, at least on TikTok, we talked about Nicki Minaj, and it's a never-ending story. It keeps going on. Now, the Grammys just happened, and I've seen all the content pieces out there. And if you're watching my content, you generally probably have an idea of what's going on because I'm not doing a bunch of drops. I'm just kind of like talking to the people that are in and out. So I'm kind of like even having a conversation with the other YouTubers, right? So for y'all YouTubers out there that kind of know what's going on, I have a question for you. The Grammys was a very, very interesting moment, right? So as we all know, Nicki was announced as the winner of the Best Rap Song with Ice Spice. Some people say that Nicki was being lured out with the prospect of winning. Obviously, we know what's going on with Megan Thee Stallion, that Nicki is in a bad place in the industry. She's taking shots at Beyonce and her music, and if you don't know, let me remind you, she took a shot at Beyonce saying that Beyonce had filler and that her real body didn't keep her man at home. This was done in the Say So remix with Doja Cat. Listen to the last part of that song and you'll hear Nicki taking shots. But apparently those are responses to the Savage remix in which Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce did that song together, and Beyonce talked about having a real body. So apparently something's going on with Nicki Minaj and Beyonce, and Nicki said so. She didn't use Beyonce by name. She, in fact, won't mention Beyonce's name except for like in a couple shots in the lyrics. She's even recently talked about how Beyonce was privileged, that her mother was a businesswoman and her dad was a businessman, which is very, very true. Beyonce said in Elle magazine once that she came from an upper class background, that her dad drove a Jaguar. And her dad, I believe, was a sales executive at Xerox. So in that time, that was a pretty big position. I believe he was making $100,000 or more living in Texas. So you can imagine they were way up. Where things stand with Nicki right now, she needs a reputation manager. I don't know how she's going to pull herself out of this situation, but at the Grammy, something very interesting happened. We watched that Grammy be kind of like given to her and then taken away and given to one of Jay-Z's biggest inspirations, one of his top 5 favorite rappers, Killer Mike. So if you don't know, there's also a regime change happening with the Grammys. In other words, there's the white man over the Grammys. This is the one that Nicki Minaj has had an issue with for years and years now. The one that has blackballed her since the performance, The Roman's Revenge, was a performance that she did years and years and years ago that was really kind of lambasted by the industry. She was asked not to do the performance. She did it anyway, and ever since then, she's been blackballed. That's the story. But looking at what happened at the Grammys, it seemed like Beyonce and Jay-Z, this is my own thoughts and opinions. This is based upon information and belief and what kind of what's out there in the public record and just what I see happening in the industry. I come from Hollywood. I grew up in Hollywood, so seeing the gamesmanship is pretty easy at this point in my life. And what I think happened here was that obviously the Grammy not being given to Nicki in the end was a way of showing a showcase of power. This is how much power we have, A. And then B, I think we need to watch Ice Spice from here, because Ice Spice reached out in homage and wanted some of Beyonce's attention. Beyonce kind of reluctantly took a picture with her, but she did take a picture with her. If we see Ice Spice move away from Nicki Minaj here going forward, let's really watch Ice Spice's moves, because she's also facing some criticism about her talent and her stage presence. So let's watch her moves from now on, because if she starts to move away from Nicki, then we know, okay, that was not just a display of power to Nicki Minaj, but that was a display of power to Ice Spice saying, don't play with us. Y'all agree with me, disagree with me? Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section. But I think a lot of people are saying that the move that was made at the Grammys was against Nicki. I think it was against Nicki, absolutely, but Ice Spice by proxy, like, don't play with us. We had the power to take your award away. I don't even think it was really ever given to them in the first place. I just think they just tried to put it out there as bait. But Nicki wasn't going to take that because she knows that she's persona non grata in the industry. So we just have to keep watching what happens. I think Megan is making all the right moves. Nicki, get a reputation team on board, get them in the same room, move in unison, and get a social media manager. It shouldn't be you that's tweeting at this point. Hope y'all like this content. I want to hear what you have to say below in the comment section. I'll be down there responding. See y'all later.